This is the Family Playbook, the show about your role in the family at every age. Your hosts are Robbie and Terry, both 15 every week. They figure out what is fair and what is expected as you grow up.
Welcome back to the Family Playbook, the show about your role in the family at every age. I'm Terry.
And I'm Robbie, and today we're talking about blended families, step-parents, step-siblings, and the whole beautifully complicated remix.
Because here's the thing, blended families aren't some rare modern experiment, they're actually everywhere.
About 1 in 3 Americans is now a step-parent, a stepchild, or a step-sibling. That's a lot of new dinner table dynamics.
So if you just got a stepdad who insists on calling you sport, you are not alone.
First, let's define what we're even talking about. A blended family is when 2 adults form a household and at least one of them has kids from before.
Which sounds simple on paper, but in real life it's more like 2 playlists being merged into one.
And nobody asks you if you liked their music.
Exactly. One of the biggest things kids in blended families say they struggle with is figuring out their role. Like, am I a big sibling now? A middle child?
Your whole birth order identity can get scrambled overnight. You could go from being the baby to suddenly being the oldest.
Birth order researchers actually say that your position shapes your personality, so a sudden shuffle can feel genuinely disorienting.
Not just a little weird, like identity level strange.
And kids don't always get a vote in the decision, which can make the whole thing feel like something that's happening to you.
That feeling is super common. Therapists even have a name for it. They call it loyalty conflict.
Loyalty conflict is when you feel like liking your step-parent somehow means betraying your other parent.
Which is completely understandable and also, spoiler, not actually true.
You can love more than one family configuration at the same time. Your heart is not a pie with limited slices.
Though speaking of pie, the holidays in a blended family can be logistically intense.
2 Thanksgivings, 2 sets of traditions, 2 opinions on whether stuffing should have raisins.
Raisins and stuffing is objectively a crime, but that's a different episode.
Research from the Step Family Foundation found it takes an average of about 4 to 7 years for a blended family to develop its own sense of identity.
4 to 7 years. So if it feels awkward after 6 months, that's not failure, that's just Tuesday.
The pressure to feel like an instant family is one of the most common mistakes blended families make.
Movies really did us dirty with the whole "we got married on Saturday, we're best friends by Sunday" thing.
Real relationships, even really good ones, need time and repetition. Inside jokes don't just appear.
So what actually helps? Experts say one big thing is having a role that's yours, not trying to replace, just trying to belong.
Like, a step-parent doesn't have to be a replacement parent. They can be something new, a trusted adult, a mentor, the person who knows where the good snacks are.
And step-siblings don't have to be best friends. Respectful roommates who occasionally laugh at the same thing is a totally valid starting point.
Studies show that kids do best in blended families when they feel heard, not just told to give it time.
Which means saying, "This is weird for me" should be allowed. That's not being difficult. That's being honest.
One concrete thing that actually helps family meetings sounds corny, I know.
So corny. And yet families who hold regular check-ins report less conflict and stronger bonds over time. The data is real.
It gives everyone a structured place to say, hey, this schedule isn't working, instead of just quietly stewing.
Quietly stewing is basically the family conflict delivery system. Don't do it.
The other thing worth knowing, about 80% of kids in blended families say they eventually feel close to at least one step-parent.
Eventually, that word does a lot of heavy lifting, but it's also genuinely encouraging.
So if you're in that early chaos, the math says it's likely to get better. It just takes longer than a movie montage.
And if you're the new step sibling who got your room reassigned, valid to be upset also. It probably gets better.
The key message today is your feelings are normal, your role is still being written, and you get some say in how it goes.
You're not just a passenger in this new family. You're a co-author, even if you didn't choose the premise.
Talk to someone if it's hard, a parent, a counselor, a trusted adult. You don't have to navigate the remix alone.
And cut yourself and everyone else a little slack. New families are hard. Growing pains are real. Raisins and stuffing are still wrong.
On that very important note, thanks for listening, everyone.
Keep figuring out your place in the playbook because it's yours to shape. See you next week on the Family Playbook.